Cowboys doc, 8 episodes. I'm not really a doc person. And so sometimes I struggle with these, even if it's something I'm interested in, of like when they tell me like, yo, it's several episodes. Sometimes that I'm like, all right, this might be rough.
Like
This was
in
a
general or
really
sports
easy 8
docs?
episodes to get through. In general.
Huh.
Like I
Okay.
watched the Katrina one, which that one's rough to get through, but that one's more rough from like a human and empathy standpoint, more so than a like entertainment thing. What was the last one I watched before that? Shit. Because my wife, she'll watch them fucking left and right, and she'll just fucking power through all of them, and I'm like, I can't do that. I remember, yeah. So I think the last two, it's the Cowboy, Katrina. I'm trying to remember what the one before that would have been. If I think of it, I'll say it. But this was a really easy 8 episodes, I feel like, to get through. And
Mm-hmm.
that's because some of it is, yes, I'm more interested in sports, but I will give Jerry his credit, at least younger Jerry. Like, he is one of the most impactful owners in the history of sports. Like, there's a real argument, like him, Steinbrenner, the Bus family. I know I'm missing somebody. It'll come to me. Like he's in that class of like what he did for the sport as a whole. Like even if right now even if he's a bad GM and a bad president, whatever. But like young Jerry was doing shit, and he was making moves. He was doing this. Um,
He was
but they start
cooking.
off.
Like he was like spade is spade.
He
Like he was
was
cooking.
like he did. He is a large reason why like the NFL. Um, he is a large reason why the NFL looks the way it does now. Like there is several people who owe Jerry Jones like hundreds of millions of dollars because of how he was able to advance the sport from a financial, from a team perspective. Like, man, it was so they start off going back to episode 1 here, and I want to keep it semi episodic because I got a lot to say about episode 7. Because Michael Irvin, you are
Wild,
Michael
wild
Irvin was living
boy.
the life, man. I I also have the unique experience. My wife watched the whole thing with me, and it was great because I have a very adamant rule. I'm like, yo, if we ever have kids, they not play football. And she'll sometimes watch a football game, and she'll see like a play or two, and she'll be like, oh, that looked cool. Like, why can't they play football? And I'm like, watch about 3 more plays. All you got to do to convince someone why you should not let your child play football is let Michael Irvin describe the one fucking route he ran on repeat. This nigga said bang 88 or bang 8, and all he did was run like a 5-yard slant. And Hall of Fame receiver, Hall of Fame career off that shit. My man was getting slammed into the fucking ground every single play. They was trying to kill him. And I'm like, that's exactly why you don't let your child play football. And respect to Michael Irvin, hell of a life. I ain't putting nobody I fucking love through that shit. But so it starts off, Jerry, he's excuse me, oil money, which is already a known thing from him. Basically does what I feel like a lot of people did in that point in time, which is, hey, yo, I'm put the rest of my money, might as well go to the casino. Like, I'm put the rest of my shit in red. This shit works. We rich. It don't. Everybody better start finding new jobs because it's going to get real rough around here.
Yeah.
And I forget what the name of it was, but he was like, I put like, basically he had put a large amount of the rest of his money into this one mine to start mining. And he's like, if we hit it
Into the
big,
oil rig.
we gonna hit it big. We don't. Yeah, he's like, but it's gonna be real rough around here if we don't. And as the story goes, Jerry hits it big. He gets this real big dumbass smile and goes, I'm gonna buy the Dallas Cowboys. Would you ever want to own a sports team? Sidebar.
Uh, no. Like no, I wouldn't. I I I think I think it'd be nice to be a GM, but to be an owner, I wouldn't want to be because I generally just wouldn't want that much responsibility. But like putting a team together seems interesting to like at the very least.
Mm-hmm. No, that's valid. I would be whoever's the most I can't really think of a name. Like whoever's the
And
most low key owner in
I never want
sports,
to
like
amass that
I would
much
put.
wealth to own a sports team either. So
Hey, there you go. You can start, but you could the NFL is a charity, man. They don't pay taxes. They a charity. They a non-pro. The NFL is a non-profit, multi-billion-dollar generating.
no, like,
Bro.
man, man.
Uh, hey, America, man. Only place you can make fucking hundreds of. Only place you can make billions of dollars. And niggas would be like, oh, we didn't make a profit. I'm like, y'all give away all those hot dogs. Um, excuse me. So Jerry hits it. And part of the only reason Jerry's even in the position, which this is the part that I feel like is really hard to understand if you're our age, because the NFL's been wildly successful ever since we've been alive. But the fact that Jerry was in a position to buy the Cowboys due to in large part that the former owner and a lot of teams in general were struggling to turn a real profit. And that's insane to kind of like again grasp because these teams are so like the sport is so profitable. Um Obviously the world's different. Like this year the number is expected there's going to be $30 billion just gambled on the NFL is the expected number. And
Hmm.
so to think that like teams were struggling to turn a profit and that's why Jerry was in this position anyway. Um Shout out to him doubling down on I don't believe him whatsoever that like well about the Dallas Cowboys it was just a handshake. I'm like I don't believe you but cool. Double down on your lies. I'm here for it. Um but that part was really interesting again to struggle with the ability to make money and that's when Jerry stepped in. But Jerry did have to and it worked. So this is the part I guess where I'm not sure if I'm giving him credit for cooking, but Jerry went in there and damn near cleaned house. Because the Cowboys at that point were this really old school franchise. Like they had the same GM and president, and Landry was obviously there forever. It was like this was damn near like a mom and pop shop ran franchise. And it was an entirely different brand than what the Cowboys are known for today. He goes in there, he basically says, they're asking him, like, all right, so what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to do fucking everything, which is the most Jerry Jones statement ever. And he has held on to doing everything in the, he bought him in 89 or 88, 89.
Yeah,
So
around 80, 89.
almost 40 years. Yeah, so like almost 40 years later, Jerry Jones still trying to do everything. But he talked about a lot of the pushback he had, which I don't know if you felt sympathetic for him at all. I'm not sure if that was the point of what they were trying to do of like, oh, well, he was some kid from Arkansas and he wasn't a kid by that point, but like that's how they viewed him. Like Dallas was so used to, you know, again, Landry, I don't remember the former president's name. And the GM does like comes in, clears out everybody. Uh, Landry made it. I think they were together for like 2 seasons. No, because Jimmy
Yeah,
Johnson got there in '89.
one
So I
actually,
think he
yeah.
only had
So
Landry
it was
for
the
a
first
season.
season, and
Yeah,
then that was it.
yeah. Um, and that was I understand. Again, I don't have like great real time context on Tom Landry. The only I think the closest I've seen is the Patriots getting rid of Bill or mutually decide like with a guy who's that synonymous with your franchise there for that long, and it's like this doesn't work anymore. Um, your early impressions of or your impressions of early Jerry in this doc coming in, cleaning house, buying the Cowboys.
Man, it was one of those things to I'm looking at. I'm like, huh. I would have fucked with this nigga back in them days, but like if I was present, because I'm like, motherfucker. The thing about Jerry that got me, I'm like, hey, he going against the league. He doing what he want to do. He saying he calling out the bullshit that Tag LeBoul had going
Mm-hmm.
on as far as like kind of limiting marketing and limiting advertisements and things like that. He's spending money on the people he want to bring in. You know, he spent the money to get Dion there because Dion was could be a key piece to them winning another title, which he was, and which they did do. And
He was.
he built that brand. And to see him, he built that Cowboys brand to what it is today, because obviously the Cowboys had a brand pre-Jerry Jones, but it wasn't a global brand in the way that it
Mhm.
became to be over those next 10 to 15 years after him buying that team. And I think that and I think that what he did was, you cannot shortchange what he did. You know, the Nike deal, the Pepsi deal, everything, that the commercials, the TV shows, everything that he made the Cowboys and everything he made Dallas. I think it was just is special. It's a special thing that he did, and we hadn't really seen owners do it in that way before. Obviously, he's not like the first famous owner or the first owner to do that type of thing, because you had Jerry Buss, you had Steinbrenner before that, but they didn't do it to the level that
Mhm.
Jerry did it. They just didn't. And to this day, you can see, based on where the Cowboys are valued and how successful they still are as far as, finances go, between the stadium and the fans and things like that. It's like shit that worked and it held up.
I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.